Hi, AT from CNC at Home. You know how I love to do tile etching, and my favorite method, or what I consider the best method, is to put titanium dioxide on my tile and do the etching. There's the paint method, there's the cold galvanizing compound method, but putting titanium dioxide directly on the tile seems to really work the best for me. There are different methods that I've used to apply my mixture. And my mixture is 3 parts denatured alcohol to 1 part titanium dioxide. That's all there is to it. One method I use is a brush. I just use a foam brush, paint it on there, and it does okay, but it tends to leave streak marks, and the titanium dioxide doesn't get evenly distributed across the tile, so there'll be spots where it's a little thicker, a little thinner, and that shows up in the etch. So it doesn't always work quite the best. Part of that is due to the denatured alcohol evaporating so quickly. It doesn't give the solution time to basically self-level. It's evaporating so quickly, so that kind of gives uneven results. Another method that I use that I really like is to use an airbrush. And I use this cordless airbrush. It's easy to handle. There's different size hoppers, so I can put different amounts of liquid in there. This works fairly well. The one downside to this that I found is this takes time to clean up. Now granted, it's like 5 minutes. It really isn't that bad, but I disassemble the whole thing, clean it, dry it, put it all back together, and in my book, I consider that a hassle. Okay, so I'm lazy. So I have another option that I want to try. So I have my mixture of titanium dioxide to denatured alcohol. What I want to do is I want to suck that up into a syringe and literally just squirt it onto the tile while holding it at an angle so that it drips off. I've done a simple or similar method where I've just taken the product and I've used like an eyedropper to suck some up and drip it on. So I know the method works, but I've never done it with a syringe. This should hold plenty to get 1 or 2 tiles easily, and then the tailings as they drip down, I'm going to have them drip right into my container so I can reuse the titanium dioxide. That's how I'm going to coat these, and we'll see how that works. I have a bunch of them I need to get ready. I have a big project coming up for a friend of mine who's getting married, and I said I would make place marker coasters. I was anticipating to do slate, and apparently the black slate doesn't match the theme, which is totally fine. So I was asked if I could do white tiles with black etching. So a little shift of gears on that particular project. I need to get a bunch of those prepped, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll be ready to burn them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let's try coating some tiles. Here's what we're going to do. We've got our titanium dioxide mixture, we've got our syringe, and we have a tile. I have others over here. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you've cleaned the tile. You don't want fingerprints and dirt and oil and stuff on there. You can use denatured alcohol, you can use soap and water, you can use lacquer thinner. You could use a variety of cleaning agents, just something that will degrease and clean. So I have a few of these clean, they're ready to go. First thing then after that is to make sure that my denatured alcohol and titanium dioxide mixture is mixed. I can look at it on the side here and see that it's basically separated. So I'm just going to shake it. Make sure the lid's on. Done. Now I need to see if I can get the lid off. The titanium tends to dry and it makes it a little difficult sometimes. It wasn't too bad to get this to come off. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see there's kind of a little green cast to it. I have added some coloring to that to make it easier to see if it's covered well. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and draw up some of the mixture. like so. Okay, and then so I can do these fairly quickly, I'm just going to take a clothespin and set it like so. That way I can take the tile and balance it nicely. Then I can take my mixture and just apply it. And if it drifts off, not that big of a deal. There we go, just let that drain off a little bit. And then I can set that off to the side. Simple as that. Probably have enough in here. I'm just going to stir it up a little bit more. Squirt out what I have, and then suck in some more. Put another tile on, and squirt it. And if I see some chunks sitting on there, I'll just try to rinse those down. That looks good for the most part. Nope, I didn't get some across here. Probably don't need any up here, but just to get good coverage, I want to make sure everything's covered. I can set that one aside. That's all there is to it. So I will keep going. I probably have enough. Get one more here. Just keep going on this until I have a whole bunch of blanks. We'll see how they burn. Now that I have some tiles coated, I want to get started burning. I'm going to use my paper template. If you want to see how this paper template works, I'll put a link up here in the corner and you can check it out. What I'm going to do is use the print and cut to get my template aligned. Once that's aligned, then I will place a couple parts on here, get those positioned within light burn as well, and get those burned out. Let's get the print and cut aligned first. Those look like they turned out fantastic. The next step will be to clean off the titanium dioxide mix and see what they look like. With the titanium dioxide on there, they look fantastic. A good cleaning always shows how it really turned out. Now that these tiles are cleaned up, they do look like they turned out fantastic. The detail is really good. They're nice and dark. These should work well as place markers for the bride and groom. The next step will be to get a whole bunch more tiles prepared and then set them out on the template for the entire wedding party. Hopefully there's not too many. I haven't gotten the list yet, but we'll see. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the content of our channel, think about subscribing, as that really helps us out. Enjoy doing your CNC at home projects. Oops. I hope they like white. Ooh.